Hello YouTubers, this is video response to MrHukaspukas. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Yeah, I looked at your video of your lawnmower sputtering. Yeah, I remember you before made a custom throttle thing. You gotta be careful with those things because generally if you get it above 3,800 RPMs, you could throw a rod. You could throw a rod basically if you go above 3,800 RPMs. That's why there's a set idle to it. On that particular one, I believe that one you have is a Murray lawnmower. I sold out the exact same one a while ago. Um, I got it from a neighbor. It worked and it sputtered and it died. Um, what you could do is not a very hard fix. You On the side of this fuel tank, there's two bolts holding the fuel tank on. There's a 1/2 inch bolt on the left side of the plastic carburetor where you press the bulb on it, and there's a 3/8 bolt holding it on the front side of the engine. Take those two bolts off, you slide it forward, and then the throttle, well, since you don't have the throttle thing on it, you just slide it off. You kind of like tilt it like this. I would show you with an actual tank, but it's kind of outside. um, you take off the throttle, you just try not to bend them or anything like that. What you could do is you could replace the diaphragm. The diaphragm basically controls everything. It's between the carburetor and that's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 4, 5, 6 bolts or screws holding on there. Standard Phillips. You unscrew those, you look inside to see if there's any wrinkles or anything stiff, or those two flaps covering the hole. I would show you again, but I'll have to outside. Um, what I would recommend, if you want to see if it'll do to improve it, you replace the diaphragm on it. I will make a video for you if you want on how to do that, because I'm going to do one soon on how to do it. And when you take out the old diaphragm, make sure you clean the tank out. If there's any rust in it, put a bunch of old nuts and bolts stuff, swish it around, shoot some car cleaner in the tank, through the ports and everything on the tank, and through the plastic itself. There's going to be a long straw thing that has a screen on it. Make sure it is clean on it. Make sure everything's clean. Make sure the tank is clean. When you're done, dry everything up, wipe it down, put the diaphragm and gasket on the back same way, and repeat the process. I said how to take it off, except put the 4 or 5 screws back in. I believe it's the diaphragm goes in the bottom and the gasket goes on the top, and it's pretty straightforward. You bolt it all back on, you put the throttle linkers back on also, and the port with the intake, there's going to be a rubber O-ring. If that pops out with this plastic thing, you put the O-ring in first and you pop the plastic cover over it. That holds it in. After you do that, it's pretty straightforward. Put the linkages back on the way they were before. Put the 3/8 and a 1/2 inch back on before. Tied it down. Put some gas in it. Make sure it primes. And then, basically see what you could do. And also, just regularly check your oil. Especially check your spark plug if you hadn't looked at it in a while, because sometimes that could be a leading cause to make it sputter too. Because sometimes I have one at the shop where it would sputter, blah blah blah, die, and then all we did was simply change the spark plug because it was simply all carbon up and it ran like a beauty. But give those things I have mentioned in this video a shot, and if you want, leave a comment below, MrHukaspukas, if you want a video on how to replace the diaphragm. Alright, well, signing out, YouTube, A King League Productions, see ya.